Hello students, we have discussed earlier that what is how we can find out the deflection, any kind of deflection in any point using the unit load method, right? And we have seen for a particular beam how we can use the method, and we have seen, or we have got one formula like which is saying the deflection there is will be equals to 0 to L capital M small m by EI gx, right? Now what is the capital M? Capital M is the moment created by the real load, actual load, right? And small m is what? Small m is the moment created by the unit load which we have to apply at the point in which we need to find out the deflection, right? So capital M, small m, EI is known, and we have to integrate throughout the length of the beam. Then we will get what is the actual deflection at that point, right? Now let us see how we can apply this formula and how we can find out the deflection for a particular beam. Suppose in first case we are taking a beam which is basically overhanging beam, and it is having two supports at A at B, which is basically ruler support or maybe hinge support. This part is overhanging, BC part is overhanging, right? And the beam is applied with a load UDL load of 45 kilonewton per meter, right, throughout the beam, right? And AB part, you can see that AB part of that beam is basically having 2I, right? And this part BC is having only I. So the property, geometric property is also different in two different portions, right? And AB is having a length of 6 meter and BC is having a length of 2 meter, right? Now let us see how we can find out the deflection at C. We need to find out what is this, what is the value, right? Now to do so, we need to find out the bending moment equation, right, for the real load. Bending moment equation, if we apply unit load at the point C, as why at point C, as because we need to find out the deflection at C, so we need to apply the load at point C, unit load, right? So we have to find out those things, and obviously as because the properties are different and the equations will be different in different sections, so obviously we have to take some sections, two sections maybe, right? And then we will integrate and we will find out how we can get the deflection. First of all, to do any kind of find any kind of bending moment equation for AB section or BC section, we need to know all the forces. This force is known, but these two forces, reaction RA, RB, are not known right now. So first of all we need to find out those two values, and from the strength of materials itself we have done this type of thing. That means where we need to find out the reaction, what was the reaction and all. So in this case also we will be doing some same thing. Suppose we can take that we can see, as because this is simply supported, we can see, say that is summation of all the moments at A will be equals to 0, right? Summation of moment at A will be equals to 0, we can say that, right? Now what are the moments coming at A? First of all, if this is RB, right, so we can say RB will be giving some kind of moment with respect to A, that is RB into the distance, that is 6 meter, right? So RB into 6 we can say. This is in anti-clockwise direction, and in clockwise direction this UDL throughout the length will be giving some kind of moment, and this will be equals to this 45 kilonewton per meter, and throughout the length means the total load is 45 multiplied by 8, right, the total load. And we can assume that this is acting through the CG of the load, that is at the center of the load, right, which is 4 meter apart from A. So if you take the total load through the CG, so this will give one clockwise moment. So we can, no other moments are there, so we can say easily that this will be equals to the moment created by the UDL, that is 45 multiplied by 8, this is the total load, right, acting through the CG, which is 4 meter apart from the A point. So if you get this one, you will be getting the RB value is equals to 240 kilonewton. You will be getting this value, right? Now what is the value of RA then? RA, how we can find out? As because from the equation we can say summation of Fx is equals to 0, right, and summation of Fy equals to 0, right, and summation of those will be not required for now. So this part we don't require. Okay. This is the thing we need to check, that is summation of Fy is equals to 0. So in y direction what are the forces coming? The force is coming Ra plus Rp, right, as because Ra and Rb is in the upward direction we have assumed, so we are taking this as positive. If we are taking this as positive, we need to take the downward forces in negative. So what is the downward forces? 45 multiplied by that length, that is right. And if you put the value of Rb equals to this, you will be getting Ra equals to 45 multiplied by 8 minus 240, that is equals to 120 kilonewton. So basically this is known, this is known, right? So the moment generated by this real load we can find out, as because we know all the forces over there. Now we need to know what will be the forces if we apply the unit load. That means in the same beam, where this will be the supports at A and B, unit load you have to apply at C. This will be the unit load 1 kilonewton, right? And obviously this is 2I, this is only I, this is 6 meter, this is 2 meter, right? Now what will be the value of RA and RB? In same way we can find out. That is, we can take the summation of moment at A equals to 0. What are the moments coming at A? The moments coming RB multiplied by 6, right? It is the same one in the anti-clockwise direction, and if you are taking anti-clockwise direction as positive, you have to take this as negative. Clockwise direction, the clockwise direction will be equals to the unit load 1, and the distance is basically 6 plus 2, right? So this is 8. So what is the value of RB we are getting? RB value we are getting as 8 by 6, which is basically 1.333 kilonewton, you can say, right? And we can find out the value of RA similarly, as because we know that Fx equals to 0 is not required right now, so Fy equals to 0. If we do this, summation of all the forces in vertical direction is equals to 0, so we can find out that RP RA plus RB is equals to 1. So RB value is known, so this is 1333 kilonewton. So we can get this as equals to minus 0.333 kilonewton. That means basically RA is equals to 0.333 kilonewton, but the direction is downward. So this direction we have assumed this is not correct, this will be downward direction, right? So those are the values of RA and RB we have got. We have find out that what will be the RA and RB for the real load case, and what will be the value of RA and RB in case of virtual load, right? Now obviously we can easily find out what will be the bending moment equations, right? Now to do so, let us do something, that means let us form a table, right, in which we will be finding out what are the equations for each portion. Suppose, what are the portions? What are the portions? We can split this in AB and BC, right? So the portions may be AB and BC, right? Now for AB portion, let us take the origin as A, and for BC portion, let us take the origin at C, as because it will be easy if you take the moment from this direction, take the section from this direction, and if you take the moment or section to find out the moment from this direction for this part. Otherwise you have to go through all the things. So that is why I am taking this as origin. So what will be the limit for AB will be equals to 0 to 6, as because the length of AB portion is 0 to 6. The limit for this part will be 0 to 2, as because the same, the length is 0 to 2. The moment generated by the actual load, what will be that? Now if you let's draw another figure so that we can see. For the real load, what we have got, RA here, RB and some loads, right? Now if you cut any section from x, means at a distance x from a, obviously from a, as because we have taken a as the origin, so we are taking this. So if you cut any section at x, what will be the moment over there? The moment will be Ra multiplied by distance x, that is in clockwise direction, right? And this load 45 multiplied by the distance x, and that will act at the center, that is x by 2, right? And this will be giving you a moment which is anti-clockwise direction, right? So if you take sagging as positive, this moment will be positive, this moment will be creating sagging moment, and this will be creating the hogging moment. So if you take the sagging moment as positive and this as the hogging moment as negative, what we can say, the moment created by this load Ra is known to us right now, that is 120. We have already find out Ra multiplied by the distance x minus, as because we have taken this as positive, as because this is sagging, right? And the hogging portion is minus the load of 45 kilonewton, right, multiplied by x multiplied by x by 2, right? As because 45 is acting throughout the length of x, and this will be acting at a CG distance. So the CG distance is x by 2 from this part, so this one, right? And similarly for BC portion, if you cut any section x from C, as because we have taken C as origin, so if you take any kind of section at C, the only load in this portion acting is the UDL load, 45 kilonewton, right, at a CG distance of x by 2, right? And obviously you can see that this moment is basically the hogging moment, right? So for hogging moment we need to take the negative sign, so load 45 multiplied by x by 2 similarly, right? So those are the equation for the real load condition. And what will be the bending moment created by the unit load or the virtual load? What was the case? The case was like this: the Ra was acting like here, Rb was acting like here, and unit load was acting here. So Rb, Ra and 1, right? Now if you cut any section at a distance x, as because we have taken A as origin, so what will be the moment? Only load is coming Ra, right? And we have seen the Ra distance is Ra direction is not basically this one, Ra direction is basically this one, right? We have already seen that. So what will be the moment created by Ra? This Ra multiplied by the distance x, right? And this will be hogging, right? So we need to take the minus, as because we are taking hogging. What is the value of Ra we have got? For this case we have got 0.333 and x, right? Now if you take any kind of section at BC, right, what will be the moment? Load multiplied by the distance x, and obviously this is also hogging, right? This is also hogging, so we can get the equation as 1 minus 1 x, right? And another thing is different, that is the I, right, moment of inertia, that is also different. For this part this is 2I, for and this part this is only I, right? Those things we know, right? Now we have to integrate so that we can find out the deflection. So what is the formula we know? That is deflection, if you want to find out, that is equals to summation of capital M small m divided by EI dx. Now as because we are having two different parts, we have to integrate in two different parts, as because the equations and the I values are different. So for the first part, AB part, we are getting integration 0 to 6, the limit is 0 to 6, capital M is equals to this one, that is 120x minus 45. Achha, let me write in the next page. Okay, 45, we can say x square by 2, x square by 2, right? And after that, this is the capital M. What is the small m? Small m is this one, minus 0.333x divided by EI, that is E2I, right? You can say this is the AB part. For BC part, the integration will be from 0 to 2. Capital M is equals to minus 45 x square by 2, right? And small m is equals to minus x divided by EI, right? Now if you take out the EI part, you will be getting 1 by EI 0 to 6. Now you have to multiply this portion with this, and you have to after that you have to divide 2, as because we have taken E and I outside, but 2 is there. So if you divide 2 with this part and this part, after multiplying this, you will be getting, ultimately you will be getting minus 20x square plus 3.7x cube, as because this part you have to multiply with this and this. After that you have to divide with 2. So you will be getting this, and I have forgot to write dx. Dx will be there obviously. So this, right? And if you take out EI in this part also, you will be getting summation of 0 to 2, and this will be quite easy. If you multiply, you will be, and if you divide this 2, so you will be getting 22.5 x cube, right? And this into dx, right? So you are having simplified case. You just need to integrate this part, and this part. After that we will be getting the value. Let us integrate. Now if you simply integrate, you will be having this value, that is minus 20x cube by 3 plus 3.7 x to the power 4 by 4, and the limit is 0 to 6, and this part 22.5 x to the power 4 divided by 4, limit is 0 to 2, right? Now if you just need to put the values of x over there. Obviously the lower limit is 0, so this will not be having any kind of effect. So you just have to put the value of 6. If you put the value of 6 over there, and there, the value is equals to 2. If you put all the values, you will be getting, I hope this will be coming 135 by EI0, right? minus 15, right? If you know the value of E and I, you will be getting the deflection at C point. And if we are having the minus sign, that means what? That means we have taken the load in the wrong direction. That means our assumption, that means we have taken the unit load at this direction, so we have assumed that the deflection will be in this direction, right? But this is, we are getting minus, that means our assumption was wrong. The deflection will be in the upward direction, and the deflection will be with this value, right? So this is for now. Thank you.